For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy FC24 coins, check out MMOEXP.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. The 3-4-2-1 YouTube, a formation I absolutely love this year, and I'm telling you right now, it is also good this year. But before we get into the video, drop it a like for me, and if you can hit the subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So, you are going to want to use balanced on the defensive style, especially even more so. Check out trustdice.wing, link is down in the description below. Enjoy 8,000 plus crypto games, up to 20% cash back, fast withdrawal system, and a 24/7 live support. You do have popular games in the casino, and you also have a live casino if you do want to check it out. Link is down in the description below. Check them out. You can also use the sports section as well, whether it be the NBA, the Champions League, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the NFL La Liga, anything you want. So remember to check out trustdice.win. Link is down in the description below. In a 3-4-2-1, I would stay well away, even from pressure on heavy touch, press after possession loss, and things of that ilk. I don't think they are good or work when you are using a 3-4-2-1. The 3-4-2-1 is an amazing formation, but you have to get it right defensively, or else you are just going to get absolutely destroyed with it. So that's why I think, or know, that balanced is definitely the best way to go on the defensive style. A balanced style where your team presses the ball to the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral. Definitely the way to go on that. The defensive width, now this is where it does get a little bit interesting. Now, if any of you don't remember, EA dropped a massive patch about 5 or 6 weeks ago where they really tried to nerf the 3 at the back and the 5 at the back formations. And how they did this was making it, especially in a 3-back formation, of course, like the 3-4-2-1, they made it so that the left midfielder and the right midfielder weren't as close together to the 3 centre-backs, meaning that you were actually kind of trying to defend in a traditional back 3 rather than a back 5 when we don't have the ball. So to combat this, we need to go really narrow in the 3-4-2-1. So we need to go all the way down to 37 on the defensive width. This just means that our left midfielder and our right midfielder, when we don't have the ball, do play like traditional wing backs in the 5-back formation. So they will basically be there tucked nice and tightly next to our left-sided centre-back and our right-sided centre-back in the back 3. That's an absolute must, by the way, YouTube. You really do need to go quite narrow in the 3-4-2-1 to defend well with it. The defensive depth, though, you already know what I'm going to say, and I'm actually going to tell you 2 things. Option number 1, like I've been saying in a lot of my videos over the last few weeks, is the option that I'm using at this moment in time. So option number 1, I think, is the best option, and that is, of course, without any shadow of a doubt, YouTube, the 71 depth. 71 depth, if any of you don't know what it does, when we lose the ball, our team will automatically press and automatically offside trap up the pitch. It is very broken and has been now for the last 2 or 3 years in FIFA or FC24, whatever you want to call it. So definitely use it. But if you are someone that does struggle defensively, and that may be quite a lot of you that are watching my videos, the defensive depth option I would recommend in the 3-4-2-1 would actually be 55. Because remember what I said at the start of the video, this formation is elite in terms of going forward. It is all about getting it right defensively, because if we don't get it right defensively, you're not going to have much enjoyment and you're not going to have much joy in the 3-4-2-1. So that's why I would recommend 55 if you don't want to use the 71 depth. They're the 2 options that I would use. The offensive build-up play. Now, actually, you may well be a little bit shocked here at what I am about to show you. Okay, so balanced is, of course, what I normally always use on the build-up play, but I'm going to tell you something right now, YouTube. I'm stuck because I've been using long ball over the last few days with the 3-4-2-1, and I am telling you, it is good. I'm genuinely, my hand is on my heart, and I cross my heart, hope to die, whatever the saying is. Long ball is good. Like, believe you me, that is definitely a viable option and something that you can use if you feel like you're not creating enough opportunities. But because I've just been using it for so long, I am still going to tell you to use balance. But I'm telling you right now, though, as well, YouTube, if you're struggling to create opportunities, give that long ball a go. The chance creation, I'm actually not going to go into any detail about that. It is, of course, yes, you guessed it, direct passing. It's not going to be anything else, YouTube, let's be real. Like, direct passing is the only thing that is good on the chance creation. Forward runs can be good at times, especially when you're trying to chase a lead or get back into the game and stuff like that. But for me right now, and has been ever since they brought it in, it is balance with direct passing. I call it your absolute bread and butter. Now, the offensive width, I do go slightly more narrow, YouTube, and this is actually, even though we're talking about the offensive width here, what I'm trying to say to you is I go a little bit more narrow on the offensive width to make us more defensively solid. So even though we're talking about the offensive width here, the reason that I go a little bit more narrow, so I do go down to 45 on the offensive width, is so that my left midfielder and my right midfielder aren't too far away in terms of the layers on the pitch from my left-sided centre-back and our right-sided centre-back. I've noticed if they are too far away from our left-sided centre-back and our right-sided centre-back, we will struggle defensively like you wouldn't believe. So that's why I have gone with 45 on the offensive width. Players in the box, you already know what I'm going to say, is going to be 7. Very blunt in blunt terms, YouTube, the way I look at that. The more players that we have in the box, the more likely we are to score a goal. It is simple. I'm telling you, it's simple. 2 corners and 2 free kicks like so. Custom tactics done. Let's get into the player instructions. Now, all 3 of my forwards, so my striker, my right centre forward and my left centre forward, are actually on exactly the same thing, YouTube. So even though they are playing in different positions, I kind of use these as a front 3. So think about these as kind of like a 4-3-2-1. You know, you have your 3 forwards, or a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow where you have your cam behind your 2 strikers. I like to call that your holy trinity. All 3 of these forwards I use as kind of like one. So all 3 of them are on stay central, getting behind, and stay forward. Yes, stay forward on all 3 of the forwards. So stay central, getting behind, and stay forward on the right centre forward and the left centre forward. Stay central, getting behind, and stay forward. Now, the stay forward is actually like an offensive move, of course, but it doesn't really take anything away from us defensively. So that's why I'm using it. It really doesn't. I'm not interested in having the left centre forward and the right centre forward dropping in next to my 2 central midfielders at the minute. I don't concede less goals when I'm doing it. So that's why I like it. Stay central and getting behind, like I say in all of my videos, YouTube. I want all my strikers and my forwards in them central areas of the pitch. I'm not interested in them venturing out wide, especially in a formation like this where we've got a left midfielder and a right midfielder anyway. I'm not interested in the strikers or the forwards moving into them wide positions. I want them in there centrally. That's what I want. And they're getting behind. Pretty obvious. I also want them making penetrating runs in behind. Now, the left midfielder and the right midfielder are also on exactly the same thing. So come back on defence, stay wide, and get into the box for cross. And my left midfielder is on that as well. So come back on defence, stay wide, and get into the box for cross. The comeback on defence, pretty obvious, makes us more defensively solid. The stay wide as well means that they stay in wider areas of the pitch so that they're not funneling inwards and we're not susceptible to the counter-attack, which is something I notice when you have them on like cut inside and stuff like that. When the left midfielder and the right midfielder are actually in them wider positions, I do concede less goals. The get into the box for cross, pretty self-explanatory, YouTube. You know what I'm going to say. They're in. I want more players that we have in the box, more likely we have to score a goal. Now, the right central midfielder, kind of like in a 4-4-2, any of my other formations like that, is the more attacking central midfielder for me. So, right central midfielder is on balanced attack and cover centre. So that right central midfielder will venture forward a little bit, not completely. He won't play as like a number 10 or anything like that, but he will just have license to get forward if he wants to. So he won't always go forward, but sometimes he might. That then brings us on to our left central midfielder, and this player is a traditional number 6, YouTube. That is what this player is. So stay back while attacking and cover centre. The job of the left-sided central midfielder is to hold down the fort, not go forward at all, and just give us a little bit of that extra protection at the back. I then play with all 3 centre-backs, YouTube, on completely default settings. So stay back while attacking, normal interceptions, and stick to position. I don't really feel the need to change the 3 centre-backs at all. And then last but not least, my goalkeeper comes to crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there, YouTube, is my brand new updated brand new 3-4-2-1 for you. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Drop it a like for me, drop a comment down below, and if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive man, latitude. Peace out. One love.